Welcome, Oceansiders. We're coming to you right here from the Halifax River in Ormond Beach, Florida. Today we're going to be checking out 13 different figurines that are artistic yet slightly creepy. Coming from New Jersey's own Seward Johnson, which is the artist. So me and my wife have been noticing these figurines around town, and they're almost realistic, almost yet creepy, like they're getting ready to reach out and touch you or turn around and start talking to you. But we're gonna go check these out now. There's 13 of these, which is kind of a strange number of figurines to have. Lucky number 13. I just found that interesting. Anyways, let's go check these out. So for our first figurine here is called Monet, our visiting artist. Now if you notice, this figurine is supposed to be modeled after Monet himself. And the Seward Johnson that was a painter himself, this one's kind of a montage of that as well. So if you notice how lifelike, this does look like Monet back in the day, kind of the period attire that he would possibly wear. You can actually see there's actually paint on the fingers, and the face is pretty realistic. As you're going to see on most of these are pretty realistic as well for these figurines. But if you notice what he's painting right now, check this out, guys. He's actually painting the river bridge and then also the palm trees over here to the right. So check this out. That is the same visual painting right there, straight across. That is a pretty good for somebody that's not moving. That's pretty awesome. So our next figurine brings us to what is called the search. Now the search is basically a woman that sits down and is searching through her purse to find out what she actually needs. So if you notice in the purse, though, there's actually it's pretty realistic. You got a glasses case. You can see the wallet over here. There's like a pen right here. Doesn't actually work, but there looks like a lipstick case in there and some other items and some sort of a comb for her hair. And then also wearing the sunglasses on top of her head. And as you can tell, it's a pretty realistic looking person. As walking up here to it, you would never know unless you take a double look. So this brings us to our next one. Is called Bunnies Don't Bite. Basically this is a woman teaching her little child that she's petting this bunny here to let him know, hey, it's safe. The bunnies don't bite. That they're nice, furry, cuddly things that we can actually appreciate. So she's just, trying to teach him in a nice little teaching moment right here by the playground by the Halifax River. So our next location brings us to Pilgrim's Rest Church. I did do a video on this one, guys, but check it out on the channel. But over here, opposite of the church, there is another figurine. Right by this lovely fountain that they have here, you can actually sit down and enjoy yourself, read a nice book, and hang out. Now, the next figurine is called the Wine, Food, and Thou. Now, you notice, once again, super creepy face, but very realistic. And as we pan down, we do see that there is a basket that she has here. And then also, looks like she's ready to go to the beach or jump on a boat here by the Halifax River. But if you notice, there's a bottle of wine, a baguette there, and then also she's got a blanket in there as well. Pretty realistic looking too. Now for each one of these figurines, you can look at the plaque that they have on each one of these. And then there's also, take a screenshot, you could check out and visit the website that tells all about each one of these different figurines. So leaving the Pilgrim's Rest Church and the fountain over here, we're gonna go to over by the Halifax River and check out another figurine that is just right up close by the water. See you when we get there. So our next location brings us right under the bridge, going from the peninsula side over to the mainland side here on across the Halifax. There you can see there's docks there where people actually can go fishing. They also have a dock that surrounds all the way around this way, and you can go fishing as well on this side over here. They also have a cleaning station and then a spot where you can put like hooks that you don't need, and you can put them in there to recycle. Which appropriately brings us to our next figurine on the list. This one is called A Day Off. So this one is even more realistic. They almost seem like they're getting ready to jump out at you and shake your hand. But if you notice, the little boy's rod and reel got destroyed here. There used to be, coming out of here, it would come up and extend out, and it was kind of bended over like he was catching a fish. That's unfortunate. I think they need to get him a new rod and reel, or at least a new rod to replace that. And then if you notice on the hat of the father, he has like some lures that are up on top, and then also it's got some flies here, and then also some other things hanging off his vest. Pretty cool. Great detail, and once again, great detail and creepy faces. But the little boy is excited. Not too excited that he broke his rod and reel, but maybe there was a fish on the end of that when it wasn't broke before. Hopefully they come and repair it. Welcome to the next set of our figurines. This one is called Photo Shoot. So, as you notice here, there is a man that is laying their crotch down here to take a picture of his child, the dog, and his wife over here. Now, fun fact about this actual setup was loaned out to part of an opening at Giorgio Armani's official store right in the heart of Beverly Hills. So this was in that opening of that store. So pretty awesome. And supposedly they say that this was a Giorgio Armani design purse that's on her shoulder right here. Pretty cool. But I did get in front of him to take a look at the figurines' faces, as I've done on most of these. And pretty lifelike as the others. The kid and his dog, and the woman right here as well. Super crazy cool. I mean, it is so amazing. It's almost like these people are going to walk up and start talking to you. And this one is right off of Granada, on 34th and Granada, right off of the busy strip, right here in Granada Ave in Ormond Beach. So our next figurine right here at the McDonald House and Tennis Center. This one is called Calling Girl. I know the title seems a little bit strange, but it's Calling Girl because she's actually calling someone or yelling at them. Come on, guys. Perverts. No, just kidding. Yeah, but this one, seven different castings to put this together. It's a bronze statue that was each piece was heated up to 1,900 degrees or up to 2,100 degrees in order to melt this down and form and shape the figurine. Can you see the seams? of the 7 different pieces that were put together to make this. But once again, the creepy face is almost super realistic. And then you notice she also has her tennis attire on with the sweatbands on her wrists, and also her hat here. So due to that, there are tennis courts right over that way. The next place we come to is the Ormond Memorial Art Museum and Gardens. For our next figurine here, you may notice this one. This is a very popular one. This one's called Embracing Peace. So this goes back to World War II, when we came back from overseas and celebrating our boys coming home in the 40s. This, the story goes, is the sailor grabs a woman from the street, does not know her, she does not know him, grabs her, bends her over and gives her a big old wet sloppy kiss. That's how the story goes. But once again, really cool, awesome piece of artwork here. She's got the flowers right there, dozen roses, and then you can see them kissing right there. Really cool. But this is a beautiful, beautiful place here if you ever get a chance to come to the Ormond Memorial Art Museum and Gardens. And sitting here next to this lovely waterfall brings us to our next figurine that we have on our list. Let's go over and check this out. Now if you notice here, the next one here is called Can Do. Now this is basically a World War II representation of the women when they were working in the factories while men were overseas fighting in the wars for World War II. No, she's not giving you the business as far as a rude gesture. This is her rolling up her sleeve and showing her muscle of how women empower, or power to the women that worked in those factories with a can-do attitude. Pretty awesome. It's probably one of my favorites right here. And once again with the realistic face of determination. Love it. So right outside the U.S. Post Office here in Ormond Beach is special delivery. So special delivery, this figurine represents our great people working for the U.S. mail employees. So if you notice, it's got the attire here, the mail bag, and sorting through the mail as he delivers it. And then also has like a canister here. I'm not sure if that's some sort of spray, like a mace or something like that for the dogs, or if that's just a keychain that he has there. But in Seward's artwork, he did have a little bit of humor going on with some of his artwork. If you notice real closely right here, this guy's got a pencil in his mouth, sorting through all the mail. Just a little bit of humor that Seward likes to put into some of his creations. So that is pretty awesome. Pretty lifelike for the old school U.S. mail type of uniform here, wearing the U.S. mail hat. Kind of reminds me more of the 70s and 80s time. Super loud car going by. On to the next. So our next figurine is located next to the surf shop, and also down here by Swillery's Craft Donuts. And if you look right down here, this is our next figurine. It's called Yuck, Go Fetch. Basically Yuck because the dog is licking him in the face as the man points in the distance to where the frisbee is for the dog to fetch. But if you notice, the dog is just like me and my dog Rex. He always points something out to him, and he's always looking somewhere else or looking at you, and then looking in your face and wanting you to pet him. I'm sure it's with everybody's dog the same way. As he tells him to, hey, go fetch that frisbee. He's not paying attention at all, as he looks him generously in the face. This one I love a lot too, because it reminds me of my dog. And everybody else, I'm sure, can relate to this with their dog as well. If you're a pet owner, comment down in the comments there what your dog does. That's funny. So right out here in the front of Ormond Liquor Store comes our next figurine that we do see sitting over here on the bench. As she sits here to relax, this one is called Captured. Now, if you notice, she is reading a book called Captured Poems by India Blake. There's her shoes sitting right here. And then also you can peek over her shoulder and see the exact poem that she's reading as summer settles in. Once again, the lifelike face, looking at the book. This one's called Captured. And then after you read your poem off of the bench here, you can go enjoy Ormond Liquor Store. And our last figurine brings us to the infamous Ocean Art Gallery here in Ormond Beach. Now, this one is called Nice to See You. A nice pun for a window washer, right? If you notice, the window washer's out here, standing in his own window washer attire, I guess you could say. But check out the creepy face on this guy. He's happy to see you, but he looks like he's happy to, I don't know, turn on you? But he does have like a wash rag in his back pocket here and over to the left side. But one interesting thing about this figurine is he has a copy of the Rear Window, which is an Alfred Hitchcock classic. Pretty amazing. Right out front of the Ocean Art Gallery. There's another look at him from the other side. And that concludes our look into 13 of Seward Johnson's figurines. Creepy, yet artistic. But it kind of reminds me of something. I'm trying to think.
What's your problem?
He's a tall Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
And that concludes our video for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Which figurine was your favorite? Love you guys. Have a great day.